In the film LeMans 66, or Ford Vs Ferrari, it seems to be called either. Anyway, there's a moment that I really like. Although this is a movie with fast cars and big, exciting racing sequences, the moment that I remembered most was this. That's it. Just that shot there, that moment there. Perhaps it doesn't seem like much, but let me explain why I gravitated towards it so strongly. Firstly, let me set the scene. This is Ken Miles, a race car driver and a lot more, but to cut a story short, he isn't racing the car that he's been working on in the Le Mans 24-hour race, which is happening while this scene takes place. Side note, the Le Mans 24-hour race, it's a real race, and I was lucky enough to go a few years ago, and it's super cool, so if you ever get the chance and you're interested in racing, can recommend. Anyway, back to the film. So, while the race is taking place in France, he's stuck back in America listening to it on the radio. Although he's trying very hard to pretend that he's not hurt by the fact that he's not at the race, it's the only thing he can think about.
Ken, the race is starting soon. Want it on the radio? Not unless you do.
We watch him listen to it for hours. The sun goes down and he's still listening to it, making his sandwich, eating his sandwich, he's still listening to the race on the radio. Then, this happens. A plane goes by, with its light shining brightly into the hangar, and then we get to my favourite shot. The light from the moving plane gives this moment some dynamic, almost divine movement. The shadows of the cars are beautifully projected onto the back wall of the hangar. It is as if we can see what the character is thinking about. As Ken Miles imagines the cars racing along the road, we see them zooming past his head. This visual is perfectly supported by some wonderful sound design. As we see the cars moving through the frame, the sounds of cars zooming by reverberate through the radio. Plus, at the beginning of this shot, the light pushes shadows across Ken's face. Even though he's not moving, this light almost gives the impression that he is driving in a car and the sun is casting shadows on his face. He might be physically stuck in a hangar in America, but his mind is on that racetrack in a small town in France. And if we want to take this one step further, this shot could potentially be interpreted as a depiction of Plato's cave. But that is just the film student in me talking, and these videos are supposed to be short, so I'll leave any discussion about Plato's cave to manifest itself in the comment section down below. I think Le Mans 66 is genuinely a good film, and despite its longish running time, it doesn't drag or feel overly long. The racing scenes are exciting, and the quiet scenes are, well, there's bits like this. And if you ask me, I think this is a magnificent movie moment. Thank you for watching.